Honoured to be joined here by Eddie Hearn. Eddie, first of all, how are you?
I'm good. I'm excited. I think that you know when it's a good show. You know when it's a big show, and when it's a big show, it makes me happy because I know people are excited for it. And whatever way you are, whoever you support, whatever you think of me, Matchroom, DAZN, you can't look at tomorrow night and say that's not a great show. So really looking forward to it, and we're nearly there now.
Also, the atmosphere in here today was absolutely brilliant. I'm gonna say, how excited are you now?
Yeah, I mean, when you think there was 300 or 400 people in here, and tomorrow night there'll be 10,000. It's what we live for. You live for those moments where you see the fighter walk down the ramp. You look around, people are enjoying themselves, people are passionate, and you've got two very passionate sets of fans there tomorrow night that are going to be making a lot of noise.
Harper House is the co-main event. How good is it to finally get that fight on after the situation?
Yeah, it was literally the day of the fight. We were doing the fight day 5K, and I looked at my phone, and Tom Loeffler just messaged me and said, Cecilia's ill, she can't fight. And it's like, you have to go and tell Terri, you have to tell Steffi Bull, and it's heartbreaking. We managed to get her out the week after, but it wasn't that fight. Now we've got it on. This time it's unified. So it's a great opportunity for Terri. She deserves it. It's kind of like a breakout fight to those mega fights. But it's a very tough fight. Cecilia, you see it on the scales, she's 4 pound heavier, and tomorrow she'll be 10 or 12 pound heavier. So it's going to be a tough night's work.
What fight are you most looking forward to on the undercard?
I mean, Harper Brackhouse, but I think a lot of hardcore fight fans like Lana Sadofi against Kieran Conway. It's a good trade 50-50, as is, I know Hope's the favourite, but Conor Coghill against Hope Price, another great Yorkshire derby. Really looking forward to the professional debut of Cameron Bion, and looking forward to seeing Janae Boston in a good step up as well. I think top to bottom it's a really well mixed card.
Matchroom have recently announced a deal for 3 fights a year for 3 years in Japan. How important is it to keep growing the promotion?
Yeah, we got plans. We're the only global promotional company, and a long time ago we put a strategy together to keep expanding into key markets. Japan is one of them. That we know that there's a number of exciting, commercially powerful fighters in Japan, and we want to be there. So it's very important for us to do TV deals in those territories, and we'll continue to expand.
I'm going to say, is there anywhere specifically that you're looking to expand?
I think markets where boxing is prominent. You've seen this in Australia and Italy and Spain, which are smaller markets. Mexico as well, we're very active. That's a big market for us. USA, UK, and maybe look into the Far East, particularly China, and keep also doing shows in the Middle East as well.
Would that be with Zhilei Zhang potentially with China?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I think there's lots of opportunities for Chinese fighters in general to come through that Olympic system.
You're a big advocate for mental health. Obviously, you've started a column in the Men's Health magazine. How important do you feel mental health is?
I think that sometimes we can get a little bit confused with the toughness of everyday life and scientific problems and medical problems with depression and stuff like that. I think you have to be robust in life, and it's never going to be easy. Some people are going to have it better than others, some people are going to have it harder than others. You never know when your life's going to get turned upside down. I think the key for me, and particularly in the men's health stuff, is if you can physically prepare yourself for being robust in life, you're going to put yourself and give yourself a much better chance. Like if you're struggling mentally and you feel like shit and you're not healthy and you're eating shit and you look like shit, it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So for me, a lot of the mental health starts with the physical health. There's no one that started becoming healthier and fitter that hasn't felt better, right? From a mental health point of view, from an appearance point of view. So I think it's a really good lesson for everybody to say that if you are struggling, actually get out and be active. I'm not saying it's going to cure your problems, but it will put you in a better space to deal with those problems. And I think as well, when you're talking about work and stuff like that, if you can increase your energy, your desire, your appetite, your sleep, you're going to perform better. Doesn't matter if you're an athlete, if you're a videographer, if you're a reporter, if you're a promoter, it's a 100% guarantee. It's not, if I get fitter, will I have a better life? You will. So therefore, we're all a bit lazy, aren't we, by not doing it? So I think that if you can, and you've always got time. You've never not got time. But unfortunately, I'm doing this interview with you, and I'm actually thinking to myself, fuck, I've actually got time to work out when I get back to the hotel. I really don't want to do it, but I know when I do it, and then I go out for dinner tonight, and then I go to bed, I'll feel better in the morning. And when I do the Fight Day 5K tomorrow, I'll finish it, I'll be so pumped for tomorrow night. And then if something goes wrong at the show, or if there's a disaster, or if it's shit and everyone's abusing me, it bounces off you more. If you're just like, I haven't trained and I'm eating shit and I feel overweight, it just gets worse and worse and worse. So I think that, on a mental health side, very important, but give yourself a chance by being healthy and actually being able to be, I think the key word is resilient to the problems of life, by just feeling good. And do it for yourself, for your physical appearance. Because sometimes they ask me in Men's Health, they go, why are you actually doing this? I go, because I want to look good in a pair of shorts. Since I was 15, I've never looked good in a pair of shorts. All my mates have, I've just looked shit all the time. I've shaved the hairs on my chest off. I look back at pictures of me, I look like a Yeti on the beach. I actually used to think I look alright. But now, I'm sitting there, I've got some pecs, my arms are getting bigger, I've even got a couple of abs popping through. Put a pair of shorts on, I wake up in the morning, I go, fucking yeah. If that don't make you feel good, so be a little bit, also, people might call it vain. No problem. Call it what you want. You don't tell me that people don't look in the mirror and go, I can look alright. If you look in the mirror and go, I look out of shape, fucking these clothes are too tight, oh my god, look at, like, that just starts everything, doesn't it? So, yeah, I'm buzzing.
Matchroom in the community has been launched for around a month now. How important is it to help the grassroots of boxing, but also those who use boxing as a form of escape from their social life?
Well, I think that, when you think about the role that boxing can play in the community, we're all lucky, right? I mean, I was very lucky. My dad was Barry Hearn. I've had my own challenges, but some people don't get opportunities, they don't see a path, they don't see motivation, they don't have a role model. So boxing can change a lot of that. Being part of a community, being positive, your physical health, mental health, learning about this respect and manners and all the stuff that boxing can teach you. And it can just help people. For me, if you can change the direction of someone's life through a 2-minute conversation, you should be doing that as often as you can, because that's an unbelievable blessing. And I say to our fighters all the time, I look at people like Sonny Edwards, who I'm very proud of the last couple of weeks, has come down to these community events, has helped out on the pads. Just some kid that's struggling or is lacking a little bit of direction. One conversation with Sonny Edwards changed his life. And I said to Sonny, what a blessing that is. So someone told me this week of a saying that they used to have in their school. And the saying was, inspire before you expire. And I quite like that. I think if you have that blessing that people will listen to you and people will actually take your advice and have a conversation that will change their life, well, that's the ultimate blessing. So the community events are great for that, but also just seeing kids exercise, get them off their phones, seeing them out with a smile on their face, not reading comments on social media, because it's depressing. And we're heading for a bad situation if we don't revert to things that work for us, like sport.
Final question, it's been rumoured today that Jordan Gill will be fighting Michael Conlan. Could you give us any more?
Yeah, there's a very good chance of that. There'll be an official announcement tomorrow night for our December shows.
Thanks very much for your time, Eddie.
No worries.